Global happenings today. We communicate, we analyze global news. Stay tuned.
Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to Global Happenings Today YouTube channel. From all indication that is going on right now, everyone that is in favor of Bola Ahmed Tinubu is doing what we call countdown on the fact that they can't just wait for him to be sworn in. The whole essence is just that May 29. They're really not interested much in the petition. And one of such persons who believe that if nothing is done, from all indication that Peter Obi and the Atiku led group may not have a say, as Bola Ahmed Tinubu seems unstoppable based on what is on ground. And of course, the likes of Afenifere also are urging the judiciary, the federal government, to do the needful, as they do not seem to believe that the president-elect is still one until the whole controversy are addressed before May 29, his swearing in. Of course, with all the little we've heard, we have about 180 days to settle this matter. And with the 180 days, of course, by looking at the calendar and calculation, Bola Ahmed Tinubu would have been fully sworn in. Don't forget that some few days back, Bola Ahmed Tinubu and Shetima have been become a guest in the defense. With all that's going on, they're getting geared up, as even the military are actually doing rehearsals ahead of the May 29 swearing in. Well, according to Delta North Senator-elect Ned Nwoko, he said that the petition of the Labour Party presidential candidate against the emergence of Tinubu as president-elect is an effort in futility. But the unique thing about this whole thing is that they keep on shouting, Labour Party, Labour Party, Labour Party, Labour Party. Atiku also filed. Atiku had his prayers. In fact, he added some, putting a perjury to it. No one is talking about Atiku. Everybody just shouting Labour Party, Labour Party. But he didn't stop there. He believed that Ned Nwoko believed that the mistake a Labour Party made would have been to team up with PDP, that since APC have had a dismal performance in the time past, hence it would have just been a case of teaming up with PDP to make sure that they delivered the so-called promises, according to him, that the president of Peter will be made, where he can revive the economy and see that Nigeria is up and running, because looking at the poor performance of the current APC regime led by President Muhammadu Buhari, he believes that it would have been a smooth ride if Peter Obi had worked in conjunction with Atiku Abubakar. But as it is, they underestimated the whole stuff. It was a case of poor assessment of the situation and the unrealistic expectation that led to their defeat, or to the defeat of Labour Party. Funny enough, they're all talking about Labour Party. No one is really looking at Atiku as an entity who have the power of what it takes to do the necessary thing. But now he's now saying something very unique. He said that once Tinubu is inaugurated as the president, that he takes charge of everything. He becomes the commander-in-chief of the armed forces. He orders them as at when due, and he uses them as he wishes, which is actually very true. He appoints new chief of justice upon recommendation by the Judicial Council. So you see, it's almost impossible to stop him from completing his 4-year tenure. So he said, look, they should move forward. PDP and Labour Party should have come to terms and make next election more strategic. Natural alliance between both parties is the only way to save Nigeria from the inauspicious government, he's got to say. And of course, the likes of Nigerians are reacting to this, but the likes of Afenifere also are looking at the harsh reality, because these are actually harsh realities we cannot deny. All right, it's except you're living in fool's paradise. You can't deny that the staring us in the face. As the pan-Yoruba social-cultural group, Afenifere has insisted that it would continue to support what is called the victory of Peter Obi of the Labour Party in the February 25th presidential election, and all its endeavours in its realization. Afenifere reiterated that the emergence of a president from the southeast will guarantee equity, fairness, and peaceful coexistence among Nigerians. At the April edition of the general election, held in Ijebu-Igbo of Ogun State, the group called on the Presidential Election Petition Tribunal to ensure speedy resolution of all the petitions before it. Obi and the Labour Party are in court to challenge the outcome of the presidential election, which Bola Tinubu of the All Progressive Congress APC won. But in a communique signed after the meeting by the leader Chief Ayo Adebanjo and the group secretary general, that's Shola Abisani, retired, Afenifere strongly called on the judiciary to ensure all petitions in respect of the presidential elections are timely and justly resolved before the end of the tenure of the Buhari administration. Afenifere described this as the only way through which the confidence of Nigerians have in its intervention may be earned. The group recalled that similar precedents in this regard have been led even by less endowed countries in Africa. In the communique, Afenifere also asked the federal government not to be wasteful by committing about 100 billion naira to the coming population census. Afenifere maintained that there is no compelling reason why the census must be held by the expiring President Muhammadu Buhari administration. The group therefore called for all steps and preparations in that regard to be stopped forthwith. They have stopped the issue of they stopped the issue of subsidy, but the money they borrowed is already in the coffers of Nigeria, the first tranche. Nigerians are really scared that let the money, like Shehu Sani say, please, oh, they should not even go there. But let's find out what Nigerians are saying about what Ned Nwoko said about Bola Ahmed Tinubu being sworn in. That's unfortunately, if he's sworn in, there's a cross on him. You just can't do anything to him, and that's why I'm so surprised. That's why if you watch the level of time wasting, they will do petition, counter petition. They say 180 days. 180 days, they should have started it from the very moment the elections were over and they started the first petition and they replied back. Why give them so much leverage? It's not, look, if you are sure of your win, you are sure of justice, why use delaying tactics? These are technical issues Nigerians are talking about. That if you use technical issues, you may likely be encouraging and promoting moral decadence in the country. Let justice be. I would have expected that the judiciary would have expedited action on this. If for any reason that the APC legal team are not responding, slap them with some sort of fine or something that will make them expedite. Let there be some sort of punitive measure so that they will expedite their action to reply. But that seems a deliberate ploy to have a delaying tactics in this matter. Many Nigerians are reacting, but let's quickly feel the pulse of Nigerians. So says justice must be served. He's sworn in or not. If he got the power to influence the petition, we the concerned citizen will not allow it. He will never live to enjoy the presidency. We will all make it uncomfortable for him. What will you do? See, power is power. Power is power. If you do anything when he's in power, he is now the one commanding all the armed forces. In case you don't understand the English, he's controlling all the armed forces. He can say, ha! They will just do, ha! Except, of course, the legislative arm will rise and the judiciary arm will rise. But with what we are seeing, you can see that they're even lobbying for Senate presidency. If they're lobbying for Senate presidency, that means you already have even the National Assembly legislative arm in his pockets. So whatever policy he makes, it will be in line with the executive that will please the executive. So the democracy is, we are in the cloth of democracy. But this smell is smelling dictatorship. We need to really look at this critically, objectively anyway. That's just my personal opinion. You may differ. Let's meet in a